I'm Jessica Midgen for IB Times TV, talking with John Corpina for Meridian. Now, today is day one of this government shutdown, but we are seeing stocks up. Is it surprising to see that today?
I think to some it is surprising, but we have to just look at the circumstances where we're at. This government shutdown, there are two sides to it. People were thinking that it was going to occur and people that thinking that it wasn't going to occur. But either way, people were positioned accordingly yesterday. So coming into today, it's a new month, it's a new quarter. There's been a lot of funds out there that have been waiting to put money back into this market, and they have to wait till the quarter starts again. So we're starting to see now some older money that's been off the table coming back into this market. So when people look at the markets today and say, wow, our government has shut down, this is horrible news, but wait a second, the market is up, what's the reasoning behind it? There's no correlation between the two. I think the government shutdown is his one own headline, and now that we're starting a new month, a new quarter, that's another headline. I think we should be concerned about it, but I think historically over time, and I don't have the exact stats, but when the government has shut down, the market really hasn't rattled that much from something like this. It's a conversation that happens over time, and by the time that it does in fact happen, I think people somewhat become a little bit immune, the market becomes a little bit immune to the effects of the market shutting down. Yes, it is concerning. I personally did not think it was going to get to this point. I thought that there was going to be some resolution put in place, but obviously this October 17th is the next big date that's out there, and I think that's the date that I think people are starting to focus on now.
And also with this shutdown, we are getting certain economic data that's going to be delayed, especially with the September jobs report on Friday. And, you know, in September, we had that big Fed meeting. They wanted to see more data, but now with this kind of stuff being pushed back, how is this going to impact the Fed now and their whole tapering situation?
Right, so the Fed, we're going to get some information out of the Fed, I believe, next Wednesday. Without this information that's coming out Thursday and Friday this week, I think the Fed really can't do much, they can't say much. And even if we were getting our normal calendar of economic data, considering the fact that we didn't taper, it'd be too soon to get a really big statement coming out of Washington out of this meeting. So put this all together, I think we're going to continue to see what we've seen before, kind of the status quo, not really veering from the middle way too much. But what I'm curious to see is if we don't get this data on Thursday and Friday, when do we get it and how do we get it?
No, that's a great point. And finally, how long do you think this whole shutdown will continue for?
Well, I think we're going to see some resolution rather quickly. I think all parties involved have really dug their heels into the sand. They've drawn the line, and I think both sides thought that there was going to be a little bit more wavering than what we saw. Going through today, I think it's going to get to a point where they realize, wait a second, we're going to have to really come to some resolution here.